I feel like if it was just an affair, it would maybe be a different situation, but it's so much deeper and darker than that, that I don't want to have to explain that to her. And unfortunately, we're in the public eye. I think there's going to be a day where she's going to learn how to read and she's going to see these things. And I'll explain to her. And when she has questions, I think being honest is a great thing. But again, my job is just to protect her. And if she doesn't come to me with questions, then my lips are going to be sealed.
Yeah, right. Now, you have used your podcast as an outlet to vent, which I'm sure feels so exhilarating. How would you describe the way you've been using it lately to discuss what went down with you and Randall?
I love that question because it has been the ultimate quote unquote venting tool, but it's so much bigger than that for me. I feel the need to empower other women, just like they have empowered me when I see DMs, them sharing their story, and I feel less alone when I read these stories that these women have been through. I'm well aware of the platform that I have. And even though I'm sharing my experience, it's such a big picture. I want to be able to motivate women to have strength. I want to teach them what I did wrong that I wish I would have been more aware of. It may be me venting, but ultimately I'm trying to offer tools and teach women. These are red flags that we all need to be aware of.
What are the biggest red flags that you're aware of currently after everything you?
I mean, he was never around. It was constantly traveling and saying it was for movies, but where he wasn't making movies, and constant trips to Miami. The phone would never leave his hand. I mean, whether he was in the bathroom getting a massage, the phone was in his hand. If I got near the phone, it was like he was in sheer panic. And those all should have been red flags. The never being home, the never being present, the addiction to the phone all the time. It was constant. From the time he went to bed to the eyes open and the phone is in the hand again. It's like, what could you possibly be doing on this phone? And in my mind, he always said it was for work, and I should have clued in that, this isn't how people work. No one's trying to close movies at midnight on a massage table.
Right.
So,
did you ever find out what was going down on his phone?
I'll say I know a lot that yeah.
Now, we all saw the photos. Has he admitted to cheating?
We had such little communication during the time that those photos surfaced to the time that I moved out, and I say I did what I needed to do to remove myself from that home with my baby in tow. And, I don't know that I know that he had sent messages that said he never did, but there's proof elsewhere. And, bottom line is, I feel that I was in a relationship that was based on nothing but lies.
It's interesting. I just reread your book, Lala, to get ready for this. And you speak about this intuitive feeling that you have, this natural instinct you have in your gut that you've always followed. Did you ignore it during your relationship with Randall?
No, I think that he is extremely good at what he does. And I think he's been doing it for so long. And, when those pictures surfaced that we all saw, there was nothing crazy about them. It was two girls and him walking across the street. I will forever be grateful for those two girls walking across the street with him because they saved me. Those two girls, I wish I knew who they were because I would start sobbing and tell them, like, you saved me. Thank you so much. But that's all it was, right? Just those pictures. And I got that feeling in my gut that I talk about in my book. And that's when I knew I'm leaving this relationship. Now I'm I'm out here on my own, completely independent from anybody. And it just, I just feel amazing. The only way to describe it is I feel free and liberated and amazing and the strongest I've ever felt in my life.
And you have spoken in depth about your breakup, which you said has inspired people to reach out to you in your DMs. What has been the most touching piece of feedback that you've received so far from a fan about how your story, has impacted their soul?
Oh, I had a woman reach out to me on Christmas Eve, and she was in a relationship that was similar to mine. She had listened to the episode of me preaching about how important it is to have your own funds. This woman did not, but hearing my story, she left on Christmas Eve with her kids, ran to her mom's house and said, I'm getting a job and I'm going to be independent of this person. And that to me, like, I get emotional thinking about it. Just, I'm extremely passionate about women and their safety and their mental health and them being mothers. It just, there's something about it where I'm feeling the need to talk about it and I'm being pulled in that direction right now. So
Yeah.
that's just like, I can't believe that my podcast episode gave her the strength to do that.
Right. How is your mental health today, and how has it potentially evolved since October?
I mean, I am relying a lot on my higher power right now. I know that I've spoken about this on my podcast and I've never been one to really talk about my faith, but because I'm relying on it so much right now, I find it important to talk about. I feel very mentally strong. I'm strong in my sobriety. I feel very clear-headed, and I don't even want to question why that is, because this is a life-changing moment for me and I just feel stronger than ever. And I don't want to question it because like it doesn't matter why I feel this way. I just want to relish in the fact that I'm here and functioning and in my clear state of mind. I'm so grateful.
You have mentioned that the relationship left you traumatized. What kind of plan have you put in place to find healing?
I talk to a therapist here and there. I'm in fight and flight mode right now, and I'm just trying to process how I could have been so blind to all of this. I'm trying to process how I could bring an innocent life into this world. It's a lot. It's a lot to take on. And I say that I'm traumatized because there's something that has happened to me mentally where I don't remember the 5 years and however many months that I spent with that person. Like, it's completely blocked out. So I know that there will be a time where I can venture into that and start my healing process. I've dabbled in that, but like I said, today I'm just wanting to make sure Ocean is taken care of.